Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information related to your Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm your host, Cole Denis, and please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content to stay up to date with everything Steelers. But let's get rolling as we had a little bit of an update on the OBJ situation as we have addressed in the past here previously that possibility of Odell Beckham Jr. signing with the Steelers because of his connection with Aaron Rodgers and always wanting to play with him. He has now come out listing the Steelers as one of his four preferred landing spots. He did this on the pivot with Ryan Clark. Go check that out if you want to see more details into that. Now, the NFL has also suspended him for 6 games, so he wouldn't be able to play until week 12. So he wouldn't be an instant fix for the Steelers wide receiver core. I mean, we're struggling outside of DK Metcalf, of course. Calvin Austin went down with injury. More than likely, before week 12, Calvin Austin's going to be back. Talking about that a little bit later. He could be back here this week, based on what Tomlin said yesterday. But the real question is, if we did sign OBJ and he did sit out those 6 weeks, even when he comes back after week 12, is he going to be productive receiver that we know Odell Beckham Jr. was early on into his career, or is he going to be that guy that's kind of flaky, kind of you don't know consistent play he's going to put on the field from week to week. You don't know if he's going to be healthy from week to week. There's just been too many risks when assessing the OBJ possibility of him joining the Steelers. I mean, if you guaranteed me he's going to be fully healthy, he's going to be productive on the field, then I'm really considering signing Odell Beckham Jr. The head case, the ability to not produce, the ability to not stay healthy, all of that adds up to me not really leaning his way. I'd rather him go elsewhere. I don't think he really fits the Steelers culture right now. I know we're an older team at quarterback. Odell Beckham and Rodgers always wanted to play. But this isn't Rodgers' team. This is Pittsburgh. We're gonna have to pass on this one, in my opinion. Just because he has a big name doesn't mean we have to bring him in. Bring him in. Let's talk about some players that are actually possible to sign with the Steelers as they hosted two linebackers this week. Linebacker Michael Barrett and Isaiah Simmons. Now, in my opinion, there's clearly one more interesting one here in Simmons, former first round pick by the Arizona Cardinals. I think he was number 8 in the 2020 draft. Never really reached his high potential coming out of the draft. He was touted as an athletic freak. I think he still has those gifts 6 years into the league. He's was gifted by God, his size and his speed. He had great seasons in 2021 and 22, but he has just struggled to stay on the field since then. Really, injuries are killing his career so far, but he wouldn't be asked to be the starting linebacker here. Imagine him and Cole Holcomb as the duo coming in to relieve PQ and PW in the middle of games, just letting them get a couple breathers. I think him and Cole Holcomb could be a great second line of linebackers just to let the starters get some rest. But the abilities are still there. He's another guy you can also send on the heaters. We've been sending blitzes from our interior linebackers all season long. He's another one that can do that. And as I said, the athletic gifts are there. There is a way to squeeze out the potential out of this guy. And we know Mike Tomlin will find a way to utilize him if he does sign with us on the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk about these injuries, though. Alluded to them earlier. The Steelers are very hopeful most of our stars that are out will return this Sunday. We address Joey Porter Jr., Alex Highsmith, and Jalen Warren on Monday with the high hope and expectation that they are going to return Sunday's game, but still kind of up in the air. But more than likely, those three will be returning. And not that us fans were really expecting a return in Calvin Austin and Jalen Ramsey. Tomlin did not rule that out yesterday in his interview, talking about these two. This would be huge if we could get these two back, especially Jalen Ramsey. Calvin Austin, of course, provides another option at wide receiver. Hasn't really produced the most consistently, but has come up big in some big moments so far this season. Jalen Ramsey, on the other hand, has probably been the most consistent player on the team this year. So having him back in that secondary that's kind of been struggling to begin the season would be huge. Finally, the secondary completely healthy would be huge. Can't wait to see them all on the field at the same time. And when I say them all, I'm talking about Ramsey, Porter, and Slay, because we just haven't seen that enough so far this season, with Porter being out and now Ramsey's. But if everyone can return this Sunday, that would be great. I'm not saying we should push them to play if there's still nagging injuries happening with those guys, just because there is 12 more weeks after this one. We can't throw. It's the Browns. Yeah, we probably can squeak by the Browns with a couple of guys out, with a couple of the stars missing. If we can't, we're not a great team. That's all I gotta say, because it is the Browns. And talking about that, how are we gonna beat the Browns this weekend? You gotta send the house. Pressuring Gabriel is gonna be the key to this game, in my opinion. The main goal should be to get Gabriel as uncomfortable as early and as often as possible. The Browns haven't won a regular season game in Pittsburgh since 2003, and we can't let that change this weekend by the hands of Dylan Gabriel and that Browns offense. It has been horrendous this year. Of course, their defense is solid. They've been solid for the past handful of years, but the offensive side of the ball still hasn't been able to figure it out because, once again, they are the Browns. But we got to send the interior linebackers all game. We got to mix up some edge pressures all game, send some cornerback pressures, send them in O linebackers, send PQ and PW all game long. I want to see it be a living hell for Dylan Gabriel in that backfield. It should feel like we're watching a kid get bullied on the schoolyard this Sunday. That's how I expect this game to go against the Browns, and that's what I need from the Steelers this weekend. But that has been it from Steelers Latest. I've been your host, Cole Dennis, and I will see you tomorrow.